Hey everyone. Welcome back to Sky Beyond. Today, we're diving into the night sky of February 2025, and trust me, it's going to be spectacular. Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and even Mercury are putting on a show, and the moon is joining the party too. But this isn't just about what to see, it's about the why and the how. What's the science behind these celestial events? What would a scientist think about this? And what makes this month so special? Let's find out. Segment 1, The Bright Planets of February 2025. February 2025 is a month of bright planets. Venus is stealing the show, shining at its brightest for the year. But why is Venus so bright? Well, it's not just because it's close to Earth, it's also because of its thick, reflective clouds of sulfuric acid. These clouds reflect about 70% of the sunlight that hits them, making Venus the brightest object in the night sky after the moon. If I were a planetary scientist, I'd be fascinated by Venus's phases. Did you know Venus goes through phases just like the moon? But here's the twist. Venus is actually brightest when it's a crescent, not when it's full. This is because when it's a crescent, it's closer to Earth, and its larger apparent size makes it shine brighter. It's a perfect example of how distance and reflection play a role in what we see from Earth. Segment 2, The Moon's Celestial Dance. Now, let's talk about the moon. In February 2025, the moon is like a social butterfly, visiting one planet after another. By February 5th, the moon brushes past the Pleiades star cluster. At nightfall, you'll find it just a finger's width west of the cluster. As the night progresses, the moon will glide right in front of the Pleiades, creating a magical celestial dance. On February 6th, the moon takes center stage high overhead, forming a perfect line with bright Jupiter and the reddish star Aldebaran in Taurus. It's a trio you won't want to miss. Then, on February 9th, the moon hangs out with Mars. Look east after dark to spot the nearly full moon about 3 finger widths below reddish Mars. Bright stars Pollux and Castor in Gemini will be shining just to the north, completing this cosmic gathering. Finally, on February 12th, the moon reaches its peak brilliance as a full moon, lighting up the night sky and capping off its month of celestial meetups. These close encounters are called appulses, when two objects appear closest in the sky and February is packed with them. From an astronomer's point of view, appulses are more than just pretty sights. They're a reminder of how everything in the solar system is in constant motion. The moon's orbit around Earth, Earth's orbit around the sun, and the planet's own orbits, all of these create these beautiful alignments. It's like a cosmic dance, choreographed by gravity. Segment 3, Mars and Jupiter, the dynamic duo. Mars and Jupiter are the dynamic duo of February nights. Mars, with its reddish glow, is high in the east. But here's something cool. Mars's reddish color comes from iron oxide, basically, rust, on its surface. And Jupiter? While Jupiter, the king of the planets, shines brightly overhead. Its brightness is due to its massive size and its reflective clouds of ammonia and water vapor. If I were studying these planets, I'd be thinking about their atmospheres. Mars has a thin atmosphere, which is why it's so cold and dry. Jupiter, on the other hand, has a thick atmosphere with storms like the Great Red Spot, which has been raging for centuries. These planets are like two extremes, and studying them helps us understand the diversity of worlds in our solar system. Segment 4, The Science of Appulses and Conjunctions. Now, let's get a little technical. You've probably heard the term conjunction, but did you know there's a difference between a conjunction and an appulse? A conjunction happens when two objects share the same right ascension, basically, the same east-west position in the sky. But an appulse is when two objects appear closest to each other, regardless of their coordinates. From a scientific standpoint, these events are a great opportunity to study the relative motions of celestial objects. For example, the moon's appulse with Venus can help us refine our understanding of the moon's orbit. And for amateur astronomers, it's a chance to test their observational skills and maybe even capture some stunning photos. Segment 5, Venus, the goddess of love and science. February is the month of love, and there's no better celestial symbol of love than Venus, named after the Roman goddess of love herself. This month, shining at its brightest for the entire year. From its late January peak high in the sky, it'll slowly descend, remaining a dazzling evening star through early March. But don't get too attached. By mid-March, Venus will vanish into the sunset glare, only to reappear in April as a radiant morning star, ready to greet early risers. Its surface temperature is hot enough to melt lead, and its atmosphere is filled with clouds of sulfuric acid. Yet, when we look at it from Earth, It's one of the most beautiful objects in the sky. If I were a scientist, I'd be thinking about how Venus can teach us about Earth. Venus is often called Earth's twin because of its similar size and composition. But its runaway greenhouse effect has turned it into a hellish world. Studying Venus helps us understand the delicate balance that makes Earth habitable, and what could happen if we're not careful with our own planet. Segment 6, Why February 2025 is Special. So, why is February 2025 so special? It's not just about the bright planets or the moon's dance. It's about the stories these celestial events tell. They remind us of the vastness of the universe, the beauty of our solar system, and the science that helps us understand it all. And if I were a scientist, I'd say this is a perfect example of how astronomy connects us. Whether you're a professional astronomer or just someone who loves looking at the stars, these events bring us together. They inspire curiosity, wonder, and a deeper appreciation for the cosmos. So, grab your telescope, or just step outside and look up. February 2025 is a month to celebrate the night sky. And remember, the universe is full of wonders, all you have to do is look. What are you most excited to see in the night sky this February? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.